there. I'm Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate, and I am here with Newport Homebuilder owner, Kent Laseure. And Kent and I have got to know each other recently, and we're going to share some things about Kent with you. So we're on YouTube right now, and we're going to invite everyone, if you're a new viewer, click subscribe. We have lots of great videos that we provide, and you're going to want to subscribe so you can be informed and hear all about real estate and what we've got going on. So today we want to talk to you about a few things. One, we're going to talk about my personal experience with you and how that went. That was really cool. And two, why transparency matters. We talked a lot about transparency, and we're going to dive deep into that. And then what working with Kent Laseure really means. So we're going to talk about those three topics right now, and I think we're ready to get started. What do you think?
Very good.
Okay. Hey there, Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate, and it is my honor to be here with Kent Laseure. He is the owner of Newport Homebuilders. And how long have you been doing this, Kent?
I've been building homes for 30 years.
30 years.
This is our 18th year in business under Newport Homebuilders.
Wow, that's very impressive. And recently, speaking of honor, I had the honor to work directly with Kent with one of our clients that have bought many homes over the years. We have helped them buy and sell, I would say, 7 or 8 homes over the years. And they're a longtime client of ours. And a couple things I'm going to just let you know about up front is this client knows exactly what they want. They are extremely picky, and they like everything perfect, okay? So no pressure. You didn't really know this before we embarked on this journey, but this is exactly who this particular client is. So I'll let you guys know that my personal experience is, we looked and found this home that just really caught our attention. It was beautiful. It was just a little different and unique, and it was a custom build. So we went and met with Kent for the first time, and we went through all of the steps, just getting to know this property and kind of what was included and not, and just the typical items of a new, a custom build. So we left there, and immediately my client said, "This guy's so nice." I said, "Yeah, he is very nice, and he has a wealth of knowledge." She goes, "Yeah, what's the catch? I've worked with builders in the past and gone through this process before, and he's just extremely nice, and something's going to throw us a curveball." I'm like, "Well, let's just take it for what it is, and let's set the next appointment." We set the next appointment, and then the next, and then the next, and it just every time was the same. He was just, "You're so kind and generous and patient." So you listen to what the client wants, and just it has been a great experience, right? And do things come up along the way that are challenging? Yeah. And he can overcome them, and it's just so pleasant, which is a breath of fresh air. So I really appreciate that from you, and just wanted to really thank you and talk about, my experience with you personally. A lot of times you'll talk to people and hey, I get calls all the time from our agents. "What do you know about this builder?" Well, I don't, because typically you get a builder, a foreman, and you never work directly with the owner of the company. So I think that makes a huge difference, and your years of experience really paid off, and a great process. So thank you.
Thank you
For that. So I want to move on and talk about something else that really stuck out to us, and it's transparency. So let's move on to a new topic and open up this new topic. So hit the bell, Kent. Hi there, Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate, and I've got here Kent Laseure, owner of Newport Homebuilders. And, Kent and I got to know each other through a transaction. So I had a client that built a home, and what an amazing process this is. It can be daunting, especially in this crazy market, to embark on this and, this journey. And like I said earlier, we have a client that's extremely picky, right? So when we came in, you were from the very beginning very upfront and honest and transparent about everything, even costs. Like we were like, wow, he's showing us the costs. So why do you do that?
In today's world, I don't think there are any secrets out there, and I think the most honest you can be with a client is just to be upfront, honest with them.
Mm-hmm.
And as I found, as I'm honest with them, they're honest with me, and we can achieve the same goals, which is to build them a quality home.
Well, and I think that's correct, because if someone's not fully comfortable and they don't trust you, are they really going to tell you everything that they want? They don't want you to feel like they're annoying or a problem or anything like that. So you find being transparent, it just opens them up to also be transparent, and the more the more the better the process is going to be. So you were very upfront about the costs. So from my perspective, we're hearing all the time in this market right now that builders can cancel your contract if the price goes up, all these scary things. Like you sell your home and you're waiting on your home to be completed, and then all of a sudden it's canceled. That wouldn't be good. So when you're sharing those costs, you feel like they know the costs, and that way, you set that precedent right then that here's what the costs are, you guys, and I've maybe cushioned a little bit in there. I don't want to do that to you. So
I think most homeowners expect us to make a profit. They're in a business. They're looking to make a profit, and I think the more honest you can be with what those costs are to to build a home. Again, as you just said earlier, it opens the door to them then being honest with us. One of the first things I tell a homeowner is building a home is an imperfect process. It's not what happens along the way, it's the end result that's important. And if they're not communicating with us, hey, I walked through the house and I saw this particular thing, we can't address it at the proper time.
Right.
It ends up being much more difficult at the end. So I think being transparent up front on our end in the initial sales creates that transparency throughout the process.
and we talk a lot about the relationship. Like, it's all about the relationship. Yes, you need somebody that has the knowledge and experience to go through the process with, but it's all about the relationship, right? And if you're butting heads from the beginning, it just doesn't make any sense.
Sure.
But I thought that was pretty impressive that you did that, because if you go into just a random builder and you see in your contract that they can terminate, you don't know what the costs are, so they could just up and terminate it if somebody came in and offered more. And do we think that happens? Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah.
I think it happens.
Yeah.
So, having the experience, the transparency, and, the owner of the company work with you, it's super impressive. And I've done this, 20 years now, and this is probably the single most impressive custom build process that I've ever been a part of. So I really appreciate that. And, I'm going to throw this out there, and it's, maybe we should talk about it, maybe we shouldn't, but we did have a little issue just recently with a brick color, okay? So our client picked a specific brick color, and then, they go to brick, and they do a certain, I don't know, what is it, 3 feet, so you can get a good sampling of what it's going to look like. And it was like, that is not at all what I thought it would look like. So, you were very transparent up front about, some things. They may cancel your tile, and this is how we're going to do it. So you were able to overcome that pretty easily with probably the pickiest client that I've had. So
I think that's part of the process of transparency is I would much rather know that that brick is not meeting their expectations now, because there are things we can do to address that brick, and we've talked about it, and we're going to do that. But it's hard to pick a brick off a small sample.
Yeah,
And,
it really is.
and or to go look at another home with that same brick, there's a lot of factors that can affect that brick. So, but by understanding what their concern was, allows us to go in and make some corrections to meet their expectations.
And now we're past that. It was over just like that. So transparency, it's super important, and I think that is a qualifying, one of the qualifying things you need to know when you are about to embark on anything is how transparent that other person is. And you got to really get to know them and establish that relationship first. So thank you for that. So let's move on to another topic. Hi, Shana Acquisto, broker of Acquisto Real Estate, and I'm here with Kent Laseure, owner of Newport Homebuilders, and I'm a huge fan of Newport Homebuilders, and you, Kent. So I want to talk about what it really means to work with you. So if somebody comes in, they're going to work with the owner of the company, and that's impressive, right? Because you're getting it straight from the source right there. But what do you really want them to get out of working directly with you?
I think of the car buying experience when you're in the showroom dealing with.
Don't tell me you're a used car salesman.
No. dealing with a salesman, and you always get the "let me go talk to my manager."
Yeah.
And I think that's disappointing because you don't know whether they're actually going to talk to someone or not. You don't know
or if it's a game.
And there's always there's a sense of a lack of accountability because they're not telling you what you want to hear, don't want to hear. They're saying this person over here is, and I've found that since I've become more and more involved with the sales process up front, my accountability is on the line with what I say I'm going to do or what we can't do, and that allows us to, I think, meet the expectations and gain the confidence that we are being transparent and being honest with them, so they in turn can be honest with us. I think for the most part, most people respect that, and as opposed to most people have the win-win attitude. I found there's a few out there that want you to lose, but those relationships don't usually get very far. But most of our buyers they want it to be a win-win for both parties, and by being directly dealing with them directly, I think is the best.
I couldn't agree. And we talk about as owners of our company that I think your staff and the people that work with you care, right? 100% they care, but nobody cares as much as you do because you're taking all the risk, right? It's all on your shoulders. So do you ever lose sleep at night?
Sure I do. Sure I do.
I actually woke up last night at 3:00 thinking about something that, So, yeah, well, I know from my experience working with you has been such a pleasure, and I can't wait for the next one and the next one and the next one. Many more to come. So thank you for joining us today, and we're going to end this right now. All right, that's a wrap. We were so honored today to have Kent Laseure here in our studio. We're actually in one of the Newport Home Builder living rooms, it looks like right now. So it was an honor to be with you today, Kent, and it was great to kind of share my personal experience. I think it's important for people to hear a real life experience that they have with you. And we talked about how transparency matters and how you're so transparent with the buyers and clients that come in, and it's really impressive. And then what it's really like to work with you directly. And those were all great things. And if you guys ever want to talk about new construction or a custom home build, give Acquisto Real Estate a call, but you can also call Kent. And whether you buy with him or not, he's so open and honest and would be happy to share, anything with you as well. We both want what's in your best interest. So, give us a call. Let's talk more about custom home builders. All right?
Very good.
All right. See you next time. Ooh, I didn't even have to tell you. You just did it.